Hi, welcome to betsafe.com. This is our Premier League preview, week 32. 8 games to go for Chelsea, top of the league, with a wonderful result midweek against Man City, 2-1. I'm Alan McInally from Sky Sports, Soccer Saturday Pundit, and of course with me, as always, Paul Dickov, ex-Arsenal and Manchester City. And of course, BetSafe, the official betting partner of Premier League giants Manchester City. We're going to preview all the weekend games and give you our trebles, boosted industry prices. You won't get these anywhere else. They'll be the best prices here on BetSafe, and you've only done it again. Another treble. I went for Everton, so I stuck my head on the block a little bit, and obviously with Ibrahimovic getting a penalty late on, that was me out. Leicester beat Sunderland.
Yep,
Burnley beat Stoke, and Spurs, after 88 minutes, were 1-0 down against Swansea.
Went and scored 3, so...
And a massive 11-2. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that sportsbook wallet of yours is looking pretty healthy right now, because we really are, well, Paul is, on an unbelievable roll. And of course, we'll get to my treble, and maybe more importantly, his treble, just in one moment. Remember, if you're a new customer, where have you been? On betsafe.com, if you put £10 in your account, we'll give you £20 absolutely free. West Ham versus Swansea. I mean, I've gone for West Ham.
We both have.
You've gone for West Ham, and all of a sudden, having watched them midweek,
yeah, you watched the game, didn't you?
I was really unimpressed, mate.
I know, but I just think that was going to be difficult for them going to Arsenal anyway, and they are on a bad run, and Slavin's under a little bit of pressure there. But I just think at home they're 3 points above the relegation zone now, is it?
Yeah, I've got the league table. I thought we'd better bring the league table with me today.
But for me, now, Swansea, we were waxing lyrical about Paul Clement, his first 5 or 6 games. They look like the team that he took over now. You know, they can't win, conceding loads of goals.
The only thing is, I mean, they were, after 88 minutes, they did have their nose in front against Spurs.
They did, but that's another... Do you know how devastating that is, Al? You know, in a midweek game at home, you think you're home and dry, 88 minutes, and then that can knock you for 6 going into the next game. And I just think West Ham, they've got more experienced players in there, you know, Noble, Carroll, Winston Reid, and you know, whereas I thought Swansea were home and dry, I think they could really struggle again. Just
on, I mean, we've got to go with West Ham because we'll put them in there, but Antonio went off injured.
Yeah.
He took off Andy Carroll as well, actually. Lanzini was all right, but not great, and they struggled really to really have any real momentum against Arsenal. I know Arsenal eventually won in a canter, but I thought it might be a more difficult game for Arsenal against West Ham.
Especially the form Arsenal have been in as well, you know, but they'll have to wipe that under the table now, and this is a massive 6-pointer for them. I just think them being at home, they have struggled a little bit. Andy Carroll's got a great record scoring goals against Swansea as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And looking at Swansea's last few games, they've really struggled physically. They've struggled to play, which you expect a Swansea team to do. And defensively, they're conceding loads of goals.
11-10 odds against West Ham, which is a great price. It should probably swayed Paul and I putting them in, to be honest. 5-2 the draw, 5-2 Swansea as well. I think West Ham are going to have a goal glut and win by 2 goals, 11-4. That's the first one of our treble. Okay, your second one is Everton against Leicester. You've gone for Everton.
You have.
Sorry, me, I have. Where is your? Sorry, you go. No, sorry, I have. Yeah, I have. For the simple reason that, I mean, I was a little disappointed they didn't hang on against Manchester United.
Yeah, I know, but you called it. I was ready to text you on about 91 minutes,
well,
mate,
to be fair,
say what a great shout that was.
We were sitting in the studio and I'd said to all the boys, I said, look, if you're going to have a bet, we need your bet on BetSafe because we've got the best price on Everton, and they almost made it for me just about. But I mean,
I thought they played really well.
Yeah, they did all right.
I know United missed a few chances, but I thought they went and created a few chances even before they could have scored 2 or 3 there. Their home form's great at the minute. I think last 6 in a row they've won at home. This will be a tough game for them against Leicester.
I was about to say, I know you were going to obviously stick up for Leicester, and quite right. Incidentally, Everton 3-4 odds on, 11-4 the draw. Leicester 41-10, 41 Leicester. Wow. Now that's a big price, so you could probably make a case, wee man, for Leicester to the point for the run that Craig Shakespeare's on. Was it 5 in the bounce?
5 in the bounce, well 6 if you include the Champions League game as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Vardy's back scoring goals, and you know, Shakey's not tinkered that much. He's just got them back playing the way they were last year, exactly. And they look more difficult to play against. But I just think Everton at home, they're on a form they're on. Lukaku back scoring goals again. It's a tough one to call this, mate.
I think the home, I've kind of swayed with the home side of things, to be quite honest, buddy, and I think that might be just a little bit too much. and one too many for Leicester. And I think they're in a position now where they're just about safe anyway, aren't they, to be honest?
Top half of the table.
Yeah, exactly. A bet safe boost will give you Everton to win and both teams to score. I always give you one that I think is quite good, and I'm going to give you this one. Everton to win, both teams to score, 3-1 on BetSafe. It's a really, really good BetSafe boost. My third one, Sunderland versus Man United. I suppose you know where I've gone. Man United. They're not much of a price right now.
Sunderland to lose seem to be our banker every week now, don't they? To put them in there.
They've gone, mate. They've gone.
Yeah, they have.
I don't mean in terms of, I just mean I think they'll get relegated.
Yeah, and look, signing a team that's really struggling and getting relegated the other night in the Leicester game. They actually played well and caused Leicester. They're probably the better team. And then concede again. You know, and heads go down. You just can't see where the next goal's coming from, where the next point's coming from, where the next win's coming from.
There's too much pressure on everybody. I mean, we've been talking about it for the last 6 or 7 weeks on BetSafe. There is an unbelievable amount of pressure on Jermaine Defoe.
Too much.
And that's exactly too much, isn't it?
Too much, and we've been saying it since week 4, 5 or 6.
Correct.
Yeah, exactly. That if Jermaine Defoe doesn't score goals for Sunderland, they don't pick up points.
No, exactly. You know? There's a couple of stats here we've got in front of us. Sunderland have now failed to score in 6 consecutive top-flight matches for the first time since 1981, and that just shows you he's a goal scorer, Defoe, but nobody's creating anything and given an opportunity to manage to put the ball in the back of the net. What is it,
10 points from safety with 7-8 games left? They've gone.
Sunderland 19-2. I'm tempted to give you anything you want on BetSafe. Just phone me. I'll put my number online. 43-10. Man United 1-3. Heavy odds on. Unsurprising for sure. Couple of BetSafe boosts. If you think Sunderland will score first, 16-5. Might be worth a fiver. Man U to win and both teams to score, 11-4. I'm not as strong as that as I was on the Everton Leicester, 3-1. Everton to win, both teams to score.
The only hope I'll give Sunderland is that Moisey, after the way he get treated at Man United, will have them properly fired up for it.
But you know what's going to happen, don't you? Sunderland's going to beat Man United.
Yeah.
I mean, just for the simple reason that David went there as manager, it never worked out for him. They're going down, and
absolutely.
There'll be some kind
United
of retribution for him. That
18 games unbeaten, 19 games unbeaten.
Listen, I'll give you 20 Sunderland if you want it.
I'll speak to you after.
Okay, my treble then would be West Ham, Everton and United. It's about 9-2, so it's a little bit skinny. West Ham, Everton and Manchester United, 9-2. Middlesbrough against Burnley, and you have gone for Burnley, which I think is a rather brave shout.
It is, considering they've still not won away from home.
Well, this is the other bit. I mean, I could understand if it was at Turf Moor, but
just because it's Middlesbrough and the form they're in at the minute, you know, and still not got a caretaker manager in there.
Well, they got 2 goals against Hull. Was it 4-2?
They got 2 goals. They did, which is more goals than what they've probably scored in the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, you think of Middlesbrough, and as much as they've not been picking up points, and they're right in trouble as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Defensively clean sheets, but against Hull to concede 4 goals, and it could have been 5 or 6. You know, and I think it's a huge game. I think them being at home will work against them because it's going to be nervy. And you know, Burnley can go up there and just enjoy it, really. And
lowest
go and have a
scorers
go.
in the league with 22 goals.
22 goals at this stage of the season. It's just not good enough.
That's not good enough, and that's, by the way, in all seriousness, that's the bottom line while they're in the position, isn't it?
And I've backed Burnley 4 or 5 times away from home to do it, and they've got to do it at one point. So that's the reason I went there.
7-5. Middlesbrough is a decent price. Middlesbrough at home, actually. 21-10 they draw, so just over 2s. Burnley 9-4. It's a massive price. Burnley.
I'm getting a bit cocky now.
Well, a little bit.
I mean, my trebles are coming in.
And the other thing as well, I mean, I don't think they played fantastically well against Stoke. I think Stoke had a few chances, but you know, they still managed to go over the line. And this might be a game that obviously Sean Dyche, coming off a victory midweek, will be thinking, come on, we need.
It frees them up a little bit as well.
Yeah.
All the pressure's on Middlesbrough in this game.
Correct.
Not just to pick up a point, but to win, to try and drag them away for the trouble. And I just think Burnley can go there, relax, and have a good go at them.
Absolutely. 94 Burnley, think Paul's going to be right, and let's face it, it has been over the last couple of weeks. Burnley to win by 1 goal, and that always seems to be a very favourite result for Burnley. 17-5 on BetSafe. West Brom against Southampton. You have gone for West Brom.
Just purely because they've been my go-to team when they've been at home.
They've been
recently.
Listen, in all seriousness, and we probably won't mention them really a lot before the end of the season, but they have been, and Tony Pulis has been amazing.
They're going to finish in the top 8.
Amazing.
The way they're going,
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
is just incredible for the squad he's put together with limited funds as well. You know, I know, but is it 10 million in Snodgrass? on Jake Livermore,
Jake Livermore, yeah.
But even then,
who's fitted in really well.
He's been great for them. Yeah. He really has. But just that they're at home. Last 10 games, they've won 8. Which is just fantastic form. It is, and Southampton are hit and miss. I know they had a good result against Palace during the week.
Yeah, they did. And incidentally, that was a big result for them, wasn't it?
Because they were in danger of getting sucked down as well. But just West Brom at home, I can see them in Southampton winning that game. Might relax a little bit as well.
Maybe West Brom 21-10, so still getting 2s about West Brom. That's a massive price on BetSafe, incidentally. 21-10.
A team that's won 8 in the last 10 games at home.
I mean, and incidentally, what was it? I can't remember what's been on. Speaking, I think Romeo is suspended for a couple of games.
He's a huge player for them as well.
That's a big miss, by the way. So they might miss him. So that 21-10 about West Brom, you might be thinking about doubles and trebles. Never mind singles. Draw 11-5. Southampton 29-20. Correct score 2-1. 2-1. 23-1. I do think that's a big price on West Brom. I like that one, buddy. And we've only just heard that I think the Romeo can't play in the next couple of games. So for somebody like him to be missing at West Brom,
away from home as well,
who's a bit of a buffer in front of the back four, and they've already got a few injuries. 21-10 West Brom. So yours is Burnley, West Ham, and West Brom. 22-1, around 22-1. It's my problem. I haven't worked them out properly, but you certainly get 92 me, West Ham, Everton, and United, and Burnley, West Ham, and West Brom for Paul at around 22. You are getting cocky, by the way, aren't you? You are definitely getting cocky.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Best of the rest, Spurs against Watford.
You've got to go Spurs all day long. The form that they're in, pushing Chelsea all the way.
Yep.
Although it is going to be difficult to catch them, but that was a great win for them. And they just look. I know they faltered last season. They look a lot more stronger mentally this year.
I think we've spoken about them the times we've watched them, and they've looked as powerful a team in the Premier Division.
Yeah, I think they're the most powerful team in there. If they pick up an injury, they've got players now to come off the bench. I think Dembele was on the bench the other day there, who's a fantastic player.
Oh, brilliant.
You know, came on. They've not missed Harry Kane as much as everybody, myself included, thought. Scoring 3 goals away from home, albeit after 88 minutes, but they just look as if they've got the bit between the teeth. And Watford that you don't know what you're going to get.
Well, I did the game the other night, man, and I swear to God, they deserved every single bit of it. And I think Britos, he gets a little tug on him, and he picks up a second yellow card. I know, it was. I agree with you. Did you see Walter Mazzari?
Yeah.
He was going absolutely crazy on the bench.
That was me on the touchline. I was a manager, mate.
I was like, that's honestly, I could easily have been you. But you can understand that. And I think it was the 65th minute Britos got sent off. So for 25 minutes, they defended really well. So that's almost like a huge psychological boost for them as well, Watford. I know it's going to be difficult against Spurs.
Yeah, Son's on fire as well.
Line.
I've got to take my hat off to Son since he's come into the team, because people are thinking, where's the goals going to come from? But he's really went up there and said, I'm the main man now. Eriksen's back in form again.
Yeah, I like
Dele Alli, like he has been all season, scoring and creating chances. I just think was way too much for Watford. Spurs,
really heavy odds-on favourite, 3-11, 49-10 the draw, almost getting 5 the draw. Watford 25-2, big price Watford. We've got a BetSafe boost price for you. Spurs to win and both teams to score, 12-5. That might be not too bad, because they did create a few chances actually.
Yeah.
I do think 3-11 Spurs. There've been a lot of doubles.
Still unbeaten at home as well.
Yeah, that's another thing. You're right, unbeaten at home. One closer to your heart, Manchester City against Hull.
Look, Hull had a great result.
You disappointed, incidentally, just before we get to Hull?
Disappointed with the result.
Chelsea
actually thought the performance was really good.
Company back?
Company, delighted to see him getting 90 minutes. You know, he's the leader on and off the pitch. He's a great lad, and I thought he was excellent on the night as well.
I'm going to write this down. You keep talking.
Yep. I felt that City were the much better team.
Right.
First half especially, I've never seen Chelsea cut open as much as what they did do. And, you know, deflected goal, penalty miss, following the rebound. Chelsea didn't really have any other chances, but you've got to give them credit.
Right, okay.
And that's what champions
Jesus
do.
Navas, fullback. Jesus Navas, Manchester City.
Fullback has been a problem all season. Right and left back for Man City. But I actually thought he'd done okay. He's not a fullback. Slightly surprised he didn't play Pablo Zabaleta there.
Yeah.
He was on the bench, but he's not been fit. So whether having Eden Hazard running at him, Pablo might have caused him problems, and Navas's pace, I can see why he'd done that. Slightly surprised he didn't start with Sterling, although he has had a lot of games recently. But in saying that, City created better chances. You know, Aguero had a couple of great chances. Courtois pulled off a good save. Company's hit the bar. John Stones has to equalise in the last kick of the ball, 4 yards out. But it's the same old story. I know talk about Man United missing chances this season. If City, especially, you look back recently, Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal, and the 2 Chelsea games, if City take their chances, you know, it's a completely different story altogether.
Well, you've answered my question.
And that's been a big problem for them.
Yeah, you've answered my next question actually is, are you worried about a top 4 finish?
No, I'm not, because you know they're 4 top teams and they've got I shouldn't say a slightly easier run-in than a lot of the teams as well. And the Hull game on Saturday, I think, is a great game for them to play. You know, because Hull at home are fantastic. Well,
the last 4 games City have got, if you take out the Chelsea game there, they've got Hull coming up, Southampton, Manchester United, Borough. Then they go Palace at home, Leicester home, Watford away, West Brom at home.
Absolutely, and I could see Man City going winning every single game. The Man United game's probably the easiest game they've got.
He is a bad man. Man City 2-11. The draw 13-2. Hull massive price 35-2. City to win in over 3.5 goals 11-10. I like that bet on BetSafe. Aguero to score first. Does he always ever? 12-5. Bournemouth against Chelsea.
Great point for Bournemouth, I've got to say, up at Anfield.
Killed me.
You know,
killed my bet.
Yeah, late goal as well, but you know they turned Liverpool over at home as well.
Yeah, they did actually.
But you've got to say Chelsea. You know, you can't see past them at the minute. I know Crystal Palace turned them over last week. As much as I thought City dominated them with a better team, you've got to give them credit. They weren't at their best. Give Conte credit at half time as well. You know, made the change, brought Matic on, sat him in front of the back 3. Yeah. Which he knew that City were getting on top and that they were struggling. So from the manager's point of view, fantastic. But Bournemouth will think they've got half a chance, but I just think the Costa form Hazard's in at the minute he's got to be the best player in the league at the minute.
He's good, isn't he? He's very, very good. Bournemouth 11-2, the Cherries 11-2, which is quite a big price for them actually. You know, it won't be an easy game for Chelsea, no question about it. 16-5 the draw, 47 odds on Chelsea, maybe unsurprisingly, and a little BetSafe boost for you. Hazard to score at any time, 3-2. Odds against 3-2. Hazard to score at any time. You know he's going to be on the team sheet, and he's certainly a starter. And if you think he can score at any time, 3-2, that might be a really good bet as well. Stoke and Liverpool?
Stoke at home, form Liverpool's in. I could see Stoke picking something up. They do,
or is it just me being overly critical of Stoke? You know, beat by Burnley in a week.
They do, and their home form has been really good. Away from home, which is unlike Mark's team, because he usually sets them up to go there and not necessarily to win the game, but to get a result. But they just seem to be fizzling away a little bit, you know. And seen Mark moaning the other day there about decisions not going his way and everything else. But I could see them, because it's Liverpool coming. They're in the form Liverpool, because they're not in great form either.
No, well, they've only won 2 points from 4 Premier League games without Sadio Mane.
And he's going to be out for the rest of the season. And I think Stoke will go back to the old Stoke and look to rough Liverpool up a little bit.
I agree with you actually. I think he'll be looking forward to this, especially coming off such a poor. I mean, I text Charlie Adam the other night there when he went to take the corner.
Oh, it was
and he fell on the ball.
I'm surprised he didn't bust it.
Exactly. Sorry, Charlie. But you know, again, you know, with Charlie being ex-Liverpool and Mark obviously ex-Man United, they'll obviously want to, you know, really turn.
They'll be up for it, and I've said before on here that Mark, for me, is at his best. I've been in a changing room for 2 years when the big teams come and when he plays the big teams. He knows he's got a certain knack of getting the players properly up for it.
Absolutely. Stoke 33-10, big price, over 3-1 Stoke on BetSafe, 14-5 the draw. Liverpool odds on 11-13, and if you bet Liverpool odds on,
just on Liverpool, do you think Jurgen Klopp's getting off a little bit lightly?
I think
he's great, and I love listening to him and seeing him.
I do, yeah, I do. I think he's escaped a bit of stick that might go his way. There's been a couple of injuries that's happened in the football team that I think the likes of Henderson and Mane, I think that's in Lallana, another one of course, has helped him dodge a couple of bullets.
Yeah, because I look at the stick Wenger has been getting, the stick that at times Mourinho and Guardiola have had, and I think he's, because of his personality.
Yeah, I do think you're right.
And how he comes across with the press, I think he's got let off a little bit lately.
I don't. If Stoke turn them over, by the way, and I think I did tell you, Liverpool odds on 11-13 odds on they are, and they don't win this one. The results against the top 6 or 7 have been excellent. The rest of the league, it's been genuinely so poor.
Really poor.
And this is one where there's maybe a little bit more pressure on Liverpool actually.
I think there is. Well, the top 4, it's getting closer and closer all the time, isn't it?
Correct. Firmino to score at any time, 19-10. You know he's always going to be there or thereabouts, especially away from home. And Liverpool to win in over 3.5 goals. If you're a red, die-hard red, 19-5. Nearly there. Palace against Arsenal.
It wouldn't surprise me if Big Sam pulls another result off again.
I can't beat Wenger again, can
he? You know, I just think being at Palace, set pieces, which Arsenal have been horrendous at recently. You look back at their last away game at West Brom.
Yeah.
I know it was a great result midweek for Arsenal against West Ham, but going to Sellers Park is going to be difficult. Benteke's back scoring goals again. Yeah. The Arsenal defenders do struggle when they're up against a big, powerful centre forward.
Cabaye got injured, and I think he might be out. But so that's going to be a miss for Crystal Palace, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I just think like last week when we fancied Chelsea to beat Palace, but we did say Big Sam against the big teams, you know, and I think this could be a difficult game for Arsenal.
Absolutely, he'll be looking forward to it. Palace 72, and at home that's a big price incidentally. Draw 3-1. Arsenal odds on 7-9, and if you think Arsenal will win and both teams to score, 5-2. There's a couple of good bets like that this time on BetSafe boost prices. 5-2, Arsenal to win and both teams to score. Okay, well that's it. All the games. I'll remind you again about our trebles. My treble: West Ham, Everton, and Manchester United around 9-2, and the man on form, he is hot. Burnley, West Ham, and West Brom. Almost 22-1. Good luck with all your bets at the weekend. That's been our betting preview for week 32. Fingers crossed, the sportsbook wallet is going to be bulging after he gets another treble. Good luck.